Hey everyone, and welcome to series Addict. Today, we're setting course for a series that, at first glance, looks like a pirate adventure. But beneath the gunpowder, gold, and gallows lies something much deeper. Black Sails isn't just about swashbuckling and treasure maps. It's a story about power, identity, revolution, and what it really costs to be free. This is a show that takes the myth of the pirate and tears it apart, revealing the brutal, beautiful, and deeply human truth underneath. So join me as we return to New Providence Island, where the black flag flies not just as a symbol of rebellion, but as a declaration of war on the world itself. Set during the early 18th century, in what history calls the Golden Age of piracy, Black Sails centers around the lawless port of New Providence in the Bahamas, a haven for thieves, deserters, escaped slaves, and men and women with nothing left to lose. It's a place where the British Empire is a threat looming on the horizon, but survival depends not on loyalty to a flag, but on cunning, force, and the shifting sands of power. At the heart of this chaotic world is Captain James Flint, a former naval officer turned pirate warlord whose past is soaked in shame and whose future is defined by obsession. But Flint isn't just chasing treasure. He's chasing an idea. He wants to create a new world, one free of kings, of merchants, of law, a world where those cast out by civilization can finally be free. And to get there, he's willing to lie, kill, manipulate, and burn down everything in his path. But Flint isn't alone. This is also the origin story of John Silver, the infamous anti-hero from Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island. In Black Sails, Silver starts as a self-interested survivor, a fast-talking schemer with no allegiance but his own. But over 4 seasons, he becomes something far greater and far more dangerous. The relationship between Flint and Silver is the core of the series. It begins as rivalry, becomes partnership, then evolves into something complex, tragic, and unforgettable. And surrounding them is a vast cast of morally gray, powerfully written characters. Charles Vane, brutal, principled in his own savage way, and completely unwilling to bend to politics. Vane represents freedom in its rawest, wildest form. He's a storm you can't negotiate with, and his story is both tragic and vital to understanding what this show truly values. Eleanor Guthrie, the island's pragmatic power broker, seeks to bring order and legitimacy to a lawless world. But at what cost? Her journey is one of ambition, compromise, and the slow erosion of belief. Max, who begins as a brothel madam and becomes one of the island's most cunning political players, shows that intelligence and strategy can be just as deadly as cannon fire. And let's not forget real historical figures like Blackbeard, Anne Bonny, and Jack Rackham. Not caricatures, but living, breathing forces within this volatile world, each with their own vision of freedom and survival. What Black Sails does so brilliantly is strip the romance away from piracy, while still delivering the excitement. Yes, there are ship battles, sea chases, buried treasure, and secret maps. But they're always grounded in consequence. Violence has weight. Power comes with a price. And freedom? Freedom is never free. Thematically, the show is dense. It questions the legitimacy of empire, the violence of civilization, and the lies that prop up history. Flint's war isn't just against Britain, it's against the very idea that some men are born to rule and others to serve. His rage comes from personal betrayal, but his cause becomes philosophical. And yet, the more he fights for the dream, the more he becomes its greatest danger. John Silver, meanwhile, represents something else: adaptation. While Flint burns for revolution, Silver learns to bend, to endure. He survives not by defying the world, but by becoming part of it, reshaping it from within. Their conflict is inevitable, and when it comes, it's devastating. Not just for them, but for the idea of freedom itself. The writing is phenomenal. Dialogue is sharp, layered with subtext and purpose. The characters don't just talk, they maneuver, seduce, confess, and destroy with words. There are no one-dimensional villains or heroes. Everyone believes they're right, and that belief is often what destroys them. Visually, Black Sails is stunning. The ships are full-scale, fully realized. The battles are chaotic and visceral. The cinematography captures both the sweeping scale of the sea and the claustrophobic intimacy of betrayal. The costumes, the set design, the attention to historical detail, all elevate the show far beyond what you'd expect from a pirate series. And then there's the music. The opening theme, a blend of strings and percussion, feels ancient and alive, like the echo of a forgotten war chant. It sets the tone perfectly, haunting, proud, and dangerous. From a critical standpoint, Black Sails stands as one of the most underrated achievements in modern television. While shows like Game of Thrones grabbed headlines, Black Sails was quietly doing something equally ambitious, and arguably more consistent. It never betrayed its characters. It never backed down from its themes. It built to a conclusion that felt earned, inevitable, and deeply human. The final season deserves special praise. Instead of ending with spectacle, it ends with reflection, with sacrifice, with mercy, with a reimagining of what victory looks like. Flint's fate, in particular, is both surprising and perfect. It doesn't glorify him. It doesn't condemn him. It completes him. And in doing so, it leaves us with questions about power, love, and whether ideals are worth dying for. That was Black Sails, a series that began with a legend and ended with a legacy. If you've seen it, you know how powerful it is. If you haven't, it's time to raise the black flag and join the rebellion. Let me know in the comments who your favorite character was and what moment hit you the hardest. If you liked this deep dive, give it a like, subscribe to Series Addict, and turn on notifications so you won't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.